When you sit down to eat with a ruler, look well what is before you, and put a knife to your throat if you are a man given to appetite. Do not desire his delicacies, for that food is deceptive. Do not labor to be rich. Seize from your own understanding. Do you set your eyes on that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away like an eagle to Shemayim. Do not eat the bread of one having an evil eye, nor desire his delicacies. For as he reckons in his life, so is he. Eat and drink, he says to you, but his heart is not for you. You vomit the peace you have eaten, and lose your sweet words. Do not speak in the ears of a fool, for he treads on the wisdom of your words. Do not move the ancient boundary, and do not enter the fields of the fatherless. For their Redeemer is strong, he shall plead their cause against you. Bring your heart to discipline, and your ears to words of knowledge. Do not withhold discipline from a child. If you beat him with a rod, he does not die. Beat him with a rod and deliver his being from the grave. My son, if your heart shall be wise, my heart rejoices. Even I and my belly exults when your lips speak what is truthful. Do not let your heart envy sinners, but be in the fear of Yahuah all days long. For certain there is a hereafter, and let your expectancy not be cut off. Hear, my son, and be wise, and guide your heart in the way. Be not among heavy drinkers of wine, or with gluttoners, eaters of meat. For the drunkard and the glutton become poor, and slumber puts rags on a man. Listen to your father who brought you forth, and do not despise your mother when she is old. Buy the truth and do not sell it, wisdom and discipline and understanding. The father of the righteous greatly rejoices, and he who brings forth a wise one delights in him. Let your father and your mother rejoice, and let her who bore you exult. My son, give me your heart, and let your eyes watch my ways. For a whore is a deep pit, and a strange woman is a narrow well. She too lies in wait as for a prey, and increases the treacherous among men. Who has woe? Who has sorrow? Who has contentions? Who has complaints? Who feels hurt without cause? Who has redness of eyes? Those staying long at the wine, those going into search out mixed wine. Do not look on the wine when it is red, when it gives its color in the cup as it flows smoothly. In the end, it bites like a snake and stings like an adder. Your eyes look on strange women, and your heart speaks perversities. And you shall be as one lying down in the midst of the sea, and as one lying at the top of the mast, saying, They smote me, I was not sick. They beat me, I did not know. When shall I wake up? Let me seek it again. Proverbs chapter 24. Do not envy evil men, nor desire to be with them. For their heart plots to ravage, and their lips talk of trouble. By wisdom a house is built, and by insight it is established. And by knowledge the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches. Mighty is the wise in strength, and a man of knowledge strengthens power. For by wise guidance you wage your own battle, and delivery is by a great counselor. Wisdom is high for a fool. He does not open his mouth in the gate. He who plots to do evil is called a master of evil plots. The purpose of folly is sin, and the scoffer is an abhorrence to men. If you falter in the day of distress, your strength is small. Deliver those taken to death, and hold back those stumbling to the slaughter. If you say, "See, we did not know this," would not he who weighs the hearts discern it? He who watches over your life, would he not know it? And shall he not repay man according to his work? My son, eat honey, for it is good, and the honeycomb sweet to your taste. Know that wisdom is thus to your being. If you have found it, there is future, and your expectancy is not cut off. Do not lie in wait, wrong one, against the dwelling of the righteous. Do not ravage his resting place. For 7 times a just man falls and rises, but the wrong one stumbles into evil. Do not exult when your enemy falls, and let your not heart rejoice when he stumbles, lest Yahuah see, and it be evil in his eyes, and he turn away his wrath from him. Do not fret because of evildoers, and do not envy the wrong, for there is no future for the evildoer. The lamp of the wrongdoers is put out. My son, fear Yahuah and the Sovereign. Do not mingle with those who change, for their calamity arises suddenly, and who knows the ruin of both of them. These also are for the wise. It is not good to show partiality in right ruling. He who says to the wrong, "You are righteous," peoples curse him, nations despise him. But those who rebuke the wrong, it is pleasant, and a good blessing comes upon them. He who gives a right answer kisses the lips. Prepare your outside work and make it fit for yourself in the field, then you shall build your house. Do not witness against your neighbor without cause, and do not deceive with your lips. Do not say, "Let me do to him as he did to me. I repay each according to his work." I passed by the field of the lazy, and by the vineyard of the man lacking heart. And see, I was all overgrown with thorns. Its surface was covered with nettles, and its stone wall was broken down. When I saw it, I set my heart on it. I looked and received discipline. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and your poverty shall come, a prowler, and your need like an armed man. Mishle, Proverbs chapter 25. These two are proverbs of Shalama, which the man of Kiskayahu, sovereign of Yahudah, copied. It is the esteem of Elohim to hide a matter, and the esteem of sovereigns to search out a matter. The Shemayim for height, and the Eret for depth, but the heart of sovereigns is unsearchable. Take away the dross from silver, and a vessel comes forth for the refiner. Take away the wrong from before the sovereign, and his throne is established in righteousness. Do not exalt yourself before a sovereign, and do not stand in the place of great men. For it is better for him to say to you, "Come up here," than that you should be put lower before a noble whom your eyes have seen. Do not go forth to strive in haste, for what would you do in the end when your friend has put you to shame? Plead your case with your friend himself, and do not disclose the secret of another, lest he who hears it put you to shame, and your evil report turn not back. A word spoken at the right time is like apples of gold in settings of silver. A ring of gold and an ornament of fine gold is wise one's reproof to an ear that hears. Like the cold of snow in time of harvest is truthful messenger to those who send him, for he refreshes the life of his masters. He who boasts in his gifts falsely is like clouds and wind without rain. Through patience a ruler is persuaded, and a soft tongue shatters a bone. Have you found honey? Eat only as much as you need, lest you be satisfied with it and vomit. Make your foot rare in your friend's house, lest he gets enough of you and hate you. A man's bearing false witness against his friend is like a club and a sword and a sharp arrow. Trust in a treacherous man in time of distress is like a broken tooth or a foot out of joint. One who takes away a garment in cold weather is like vinegar on soda, and a singer of songs on an evil heart. If your enemy is hungry, give him bread to eat, and if he is thirsty, give him water to drink. For you are heaping coals of fire on his head, and Yahuah rewards you. The north wind brings rain, and a secret tongue, an enraged face. It is better to dwell in a corner of a roof than in a house shared with a combative woman. Like cold water to a parched throat is the Besorah from distant land. A righteous man who gives way before the wrong is like a muddied spring and a ruined fountain. It is not good to eat much honey. Is it esteemed to seek one's own esteem? A man who has no control over his ruach is like a broken down city without a wall.